On this episode of In the Box, I'm talking slam card, and I'm shocked about one card from one pack. Don't go anywhere. Things are just getting started right now. Oh, dude. Woo, you be right, man. Oh. Thank God you do not have an audience. People be keeling over. What time is it? Oh, start the show. Start the show. Let's get this turned on. Oh, 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everyone, to another edition of In the Box, episode number 12. Are you ready? Because I most certainly am. And I'm excited to get my hands into that package from Scott because there's all kinds of packs just waiting for us to get through. And I'm sure there's all kinds of really cool gems in there. And we are going to attack that like it's nobody's business. So we're going to get that going. Now, one thing I want to mention is one of the main questions that I get asked quite often, it's probably a very common question amongst hobbyists, is what is your most expensive card? Now, truly, I never give much of a response simply because I have over 400,000 cards, probably even beyond that. And considering what I said in the premiere episode, I'm not primarily aimed at the value of the collection. It's primarily just looking at it as a collecting standpoint, just trying to put sets together. So the value and stuff like that, it's not a really huge deal to me. Now, granted, if I was to tell you, well, hey, I got this card, it's like 50 grand or something. Sure, yeah, that would be nice. But is it my primary objective? Absolutely not. So the one question that I'm going to follow up with that is I never really get asked, what is the strangest thing that you have in your collection? For instance, do you guys remember Pogs? They were like this like chip looking thing made of cardboard, had all kinds of different designs on it and stuff. Then they had the thick plastic ones or metal ones that were called slammers. Well, I remember having a ton of the NHL Pogs. I have no idea what happened to them or why I gave them away, but I had so many of those, and I started to wonder, I wonder if those are still kind of collectible today. But one thing that I came across in my card room is something that I totally forgot about because it wasn't necessarily put away with everything. It was just kind of like tucked away, kind of in a corner somewhere. I'm not entirely sure why. And I thought, wow, this would be an interesting piece to talk about on the show. And the one thing I am talking about is called a slam card. This is a slam card. Now, you're probably thinking that's not a card, dude. Get your stuff together. I hear you. But this is a slam card. Not necessarily this, however, this is. Now, this is just a mini CD. That's all that is. So, as you could imagine, when you pop this into your CD-ROM back in the day, you would get stats and all kinds of stuff pertaining to that player. Now, of course, this is very old school. I mean, we're talking maybe 2003, maybe 2002. So looking on the requirements on the back, it's like Windows 98. Yes, Windows 98. So, it's quite dated. But it was a pretty nifty idea for its time. Now, of course, it came with a little booklet, and the booklet had, instructions, tell you, install the software. And then they did have a bit of a checklist to show you what else was available, and then gives you some ideas to how the software works, and you can keep track of your slam card collection. Now, there was another set that was released by Upper Deck. And I want to give the year 1998 or 1999. And those were called Power Deck. Now, it was pretty much the same concept. However, those ones came in actual packs. So you'd open the pack, you'd get basically a CD per pack, and then you'd get actual cards, but those were considered like the inserts and things like that. So the CD itself was considered the base, like the base set, you know? It was pretty nifty. I remember putting them in my CD-ROM back in the day and checking them out. So, of course, nowadays, you know, we don't really have CD-ROMs, especially on a lot of newer computers and stuff. So, a little nostalgic, but it was a very, very cool idea at the time. And I think I would really, really like to get this set, but I've only ever seen this one. So, wow, it would be pretty cool to add that to the collection. Now, of course, as you know, we've got to get some more ripping going, some packaging open, as we will. So, without further ado, let's get into it right now. All right, this is what you came for, so we are going to dip in without any wasted time. Let's get into this. All right, what have we got? We got a nice big sticker to start things off on this Victory rookie. Cody Hodgson, hot rookies from Score. Authentic Moments. I believe that is no other than Bennett. I wouldn't know how I would know that. Authentic Moments once again. SP Authentic. Oh, look at that. Oh, I don't come across these too often when I buy some lots. These Masterpieces rookies. Even the base cards are really nice out of this set, but don't come across them very, very often. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to enjoy adding that to the collection for sure. Justin Schultz, MVP rookie. Not technically a real rookie card. As I mentioned in a previous episode, that was just a subset called MVP. Oh, look at that. This is an oldie. I mean, not super old, but I mean, you know. Good old Brett Hall. This is let me try that again. This is a design that was originally made in the 90s. So they just kind of brought it back. That was pretty neat. Percy from Ultra. Always liked Ultra, especially the newer Ultra. This one, I believe, is from 2014-15. And Upper Deck brought it back, and it was a pretty nice product. And, of course, we got another one of these guys here. Keep going here. Oh, my gosh. So, Ehlers. I think we had him in a previous... Actually, in the previous episode, I think this same card came up, if I'm not mistaken. Another hot rookies of Ranta from Score. Prism. Nice Prism rookie. Can't say that I know that player in particular. Oh, these were really, really cool. This is a set that I'm still working on to this day. So in 2011, Upper Deck had this subset, which was for their anniversary. And it's quite literally the same design as their inaugural set in 1990-91. Yes. Yeah, that was the year. The only issue that I have with these cards in particular is how thin they are. Like, these are crazy thin. Like, I can bend this so easily. So, the card stock they used for these, not good. I don't like it. It's way too thin. But It is a pretty cool subset nonetheless, bringing back that old design that they have, their original first design that they ever had. And the set is pretty big. So I'm not sure how many I need or how many I have, but I do know it is far from complete. So having a nice little chunk of these is definitely going to help. So as you can see, I'm just going through some real quick. And these are just the basics. There's no nothing shouting out at me in all of these. These are just basically like the main guys, like the base set, if you will, of the subset. So that seems to be all of those there. So that's going to help out greatly. Oh, a Topps Young Stars. And this, I would rather take that out because that sleeve is looking mighty dirty. And after a while, they just crumble apart. As you can see, like it'll just start to flake away. So I'll put it in a new one eventually. Well, this is a rookie card here. And I always like that design with the black border. I remember mentioning something about, having black, the color black on the design of cards. I think it looks pretty snazzy. Bowman. Good old Bowman. I always loved these cards. I like this design. I don't know what it is about it, but I like it. And I also know that they had like a gold variation, and the cardstock was thicker, and it was a gold border instead of the silver. That's pretty nice. Matt Murley, rookie card there. Looks like we got a few more on the way. Ryan Malone. Matthew Spiller. These are all looking like they're rookie cards. Is that Freichi? I think so. I'm trying to see it. It's hard to see sometimes. Okay, McCulloch. Rookie. And Lupul. Oh, never mind. I thought he was the last one. We got one more left here. McCormick. Rookie card. The only downside with cards that have any kind of black, especially on the border, is any kind of wear on the card you'll be able to see because it'll have a little bit of white. As you can see, this one here has a smidge of white there. So depending if you have a really good player or it's an expensive rookie or something like that, that would be a really, really big deal. Ramo. We're just missing the B before the O. Okay. And this, I believe, is the cracked ice version. So there's nothing indicating that. The only way you know is by looking at it. And because you can see it has the kind of all kinds of different, I don't know how to explain it. Like, just looks like a bunch of shards of glass in the back, right? So that is called the cracked ice. And we're back at this subset of MVP. Cards sliding around here. I'll just grab them. So we've got some hot rookies from Score. A couple of those. We remember my story of this guy. Okay, this is the gold medallion version of the Fleer Ultra. And ending this pack off with a Upper Deck Special Edition from the Team Canada Juniors. That was a great set. Really great set. Back in the day. Not too far away, but several years ago. This one looks like it's mostly a lot of thinner cards, so we're just going to go through this one as quick as we can because it looks like it's pretty well packed. So shove that to the side. Let's take a look again. We have got some O-Pee-Chee Legends. So these are the high numbers. And I think these are just the foil variations. So a lot of these guys, oh, look at that. Duplicate there. A lot of these guys, pretty well known. Dale Hawerchuk. Quite saddening to hear of his passing a while back. Joe Mullen. Look at that. All the legends. Brian Leach. Pat LaFontaine. Dino Ciccarelli. Gotta love that old that old jersey. Minnesota North Stars. Oh my gosh. Glenn Anderson. Another Glenn Anderson. Luke Robitaille. Dennis Savard. And then we are going into more modern players. Mark Stahl. Brian Flynn. Looks like it's different years of O-Pee-Chee, as we can see here. And this looks like, oh yeah, it's still the same thing. Okay, there we go. And now we're getting into some SP Authentics. So these are authentic moments. So basically, once again, high numbered cards from the set. I think they're just a little harder to get. I'm not gonna spend a ton of time on these because, as I mentioned before, just because they're high numbered cards, I don't consider them inserts by any means. So, Hockey Heroes, Mr. Lidstrom. And I really, really, really like the design of the Collector's Choice when they came back in 2000 and I'm trying to see, I think it's 2008, 2009, and then 2009, 2010. And I really liked how well of a job they did with the designs for those cards. They were very clean, very nice looking. However, of course, they were very, very low tier cards. Mr. Montoya, Victory Rookie. And now we got some Select. These are some Prisms, I think. Mr. Chelios, Backstrom, and Bacchus. Oh, we went through that pretty quickly. Let's grab another one of these. Looks like we got a couple of thickies in here by the looks of it. So let's go and take a look. Okay, we're going to flip the first one because he's got the first one kind of backwards. So let's take a look here what we have got. Nicholas Lidstrom Authentic Fabrics from SP Game Use. That's from some time back, 2008, 2009. And if you recall in the previous episode, we had a duel like this one. Oh my gosh, does he ever look strange in a Carolina jersey? Tom Barrasso. So adjusted to seeing him in a Pittsburgh jersey. And Artur Zerbe on the other side. Oh, look at that. Winning combos. Buckland and Evander Kane from SPX. Loving this, the Sweet Shot. Loving this set. I really, really, really like this set. I wish they would bring this back. I always liked this set. Sweet Stitches. Martin Havlat. Oh, I don't see these too often anymore. Jose Theodore. This is limited out of 1,000 copies. A piece of his jersey there. From Private Stock. Now, this manufacturer has been long gone for quite some time. But you can still find their products. Unopened boxes and things like that. Always a fun thing to open up. Tundra Tandems. We have got Mike Green and Nicholas Backstrom. Liking the duels here. The duels are nice. Saku Koivu from SP Game Use. Authentic jersey. Oh, I never see these anymore. Oh, I totally forgot about this set. Power Play Makers Limited. Oh my gosh. What a surprise to get something like this. Milan Hajduk, if I'm not mistaken, is the player. Yes, indeedy. In McCready it is. Oh my gosh. I do have the base set of this, but yeah, the material cards, the jersey cards, yeah, not many of those at all. That's a nice little surprise. I like that. I'm gonna set that aside. I like that. That's pretty. Oh, look at that. Well, that's pretty cool. Okay, so I got the original, or the main one, I guess, and then I was also sent the gold practice jersey. So this one's numbered, as you can see right there. Out of, I'm trying to see it because it's hard to see. Out of 200 copies. Well, that's a pretty cool surprise. Oh, frick. That's pretty awesome. Moving on, we have got some limited, and it is Cam Ward. And that is numbered on the back out of 99 copies. Nice piece of his jersey in there. Oh, what have we got here? We have got, Trevor Linden. Certainly doesn't, I don't find it looks like him very much. I don't know. That must be just the expression on his face. Doesn't really look like him to me, but game jersey of Trevor Linden. Such a great player. I remember watching him when I was younger. Chris Pronger, game jersey. And ending this off with, Ultimate. Look at that, 2-color. Who is it, though? Trying to see who it is. Maxime Lapierre, it looks like. And numbered out of 250 copies. That's nice. I like that 2-color right there. I was gonna go over there. These are possible, card of the episode candidates. So we're gonna put those over there. We got another one here ready to go, and you know what? I can tell you right now, there are some thickies in there. I'm just trying to find where the flap is here. The adhesive flap. There it is. Okay. Get this out of here. And he always flips the first one. So I'm going to flip it back. Put it in front of me so I can't really see until we expose it. And here it is. Patrick Marleau. What a great player. Fantastic player. I always felt he was underrated. Game-worn gear from Titanium. It was a Panini product. I'm just going to... My adhesive there for the card cam so it doesn't move just came apart there. Just going to stick her back on. And another game jersey here of Brian Bickle. Oh, look at that. MVP of Tom Pody. MVP materials. Bit of an older card there. Oh, this one's a thick. Oh, here we go. That's why it's a thickie. Out of 100. Anders Lindback. Look at that. From Dominion. Nice piece of jersey in there. I'm getting quite a bit of Dominion from, especially from Jacob's parcel. And now I think, I don't know how many we've gotten out of this one so far, but one for sure. David Backus, SB Game Used, jersey. Trying to grab here. What else we got? Michael Frolik. So, jersey there, and we have it, what is it out of? 150. So, 150 copies of those. Okay, let's continue on here. Ozolish, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, now that's a name from the 90s for sure. I remember so many cards of his from the 90s. Crazy. Jersey cards, and that's from 2005. Yeah, 2005, 2006. Ice, fresh ice. We have got Anthony Stewart. who I believe is now... Ooh, does he work with Sportsnet? I can't recall. But of course, no longer playing. Oh, these were so cool. These were so cool. The city lights. I really liked that, how they had that nice background of the city that they played in. And this, of course, is Mike Brodeur playing in Ottawa with a piece of his jersey right there. That was pretty cool. And numbered out of 499 copies. Yeah, liking the background. So every city, of course, you see something different on the back pertaining to the city that they play for. That was a pretty nifty idea. And ending this one, oh, this is a thickie. Ending this one off with a game. Hold on. Hold the phone here. Hold on 1 second. This is Prime. There we go. I knew I was looking for something. I just couldn't remember what it was. But Prime is basically a variation in the type of material. So usually let's just say the regular game worn gear would just be like a simple piece. But as it went to 2-color or a patch or something, then they usually changed it. And so this one, being that it's Prime, it's a dual 2-color here, and numbered out of 50. That is pretty cool. We're doing okay on time. I think we've got probably enough time to do a pack or two more. I'm going to try and reach my hand in here a little bit more. See what else I can grab. Oh, this one looks pretty full in this package here. So might be a lot of one specific set or something. So let's just take a quick look. Oh, these were always hard to read. So Simon Gagne, Program of Excellence. That's from the 90s, that one. And Henderson, I think we had him in a previous episode. I think it's the exact same card. Hellberg from Score. Corey Crawford, Shining Stars. Prism Net Defenders. I love these cards. I really like these ones. Jimmy Howard. They were nothing like, they weren't numbered or anything like that. They were just really, really cool because it basically highlighted the goalies. It was pretty neat. Continuing on, we have got Certified Louis Eriksson. I think that's some kind of rainbow variation, I suppose. After so many years, you tend to forget what what each parallel is actually called. Okay, special edition Mark Stone from the Team Canada set. Jordan Eberle. This is an inserts, I believe, from Fleer Retro. These were neat too. From Ice, the Sub-Zero set. As you can tell, they're acetate, so they're not made of cardboard. These were pretty nice cards. Yeah, really nice cards. Wenberg. And moving on, Anze Kopitar. Andrew Ladd, Prism card. Mike Gardner from Hockey Heroes. And a couple of these inserts once again. Dustin Brown, not Sean Brown. Now these ones are pretty neat. I know I have the base set of this, the Supreme from Pacific Trading Card Company. And this is Brent Burns, who is now very well known in the NHL. And that's his rookie card. And the thing that was always tricky about these ones, and I didn't realize it until like years later, was the foil they use pretty much determines what variation or what version you have. So if I'm not mistaken, and it's either one way or the other, but as you can see here, you see where it has the logo there. It says Supreme, and there's another line at the bottom here, just below where it has the team and its position. And I think, just above as well. There's like 2 lines there. And then you got this nifty little, my camera's not focusing very well, this nifty little logo here, where, as you can see, it's silver foil. So if I'm not mistaken, I believe the silver foil meant that you had the retail version, I think, or it's the other way around. And then, of course, then they had the gold, and the gold represented the hobby version. Of course, the hobby version is more valuable. It's worth more. But it's either one way or the other. I can't recall. It could be the gold that is the retail variation. But either way, I never knew that for the longest time. So I was like, I'd come across 2 or 3 of the same card, and I'd be like, oh, I guess I'll get rid of these. And turns out that I probably had some of the hobby variations and some of the retail variations. So there we have it. A little bit of knowledge there. Oh, it looks like we got a nice little chunk here of MVP, and I'm missing a lot from this specific year. So 21-22 MVP. Missing a lot of these. So I'm glad to see that I was shipped a bunch of these, and these are just ice battles. So I don't necessarily, these aren't necessarily inserts to me. Like I said, I mean, it's a subset within the base set. I don't know if I'm making any sense to you, but regardless, they are needed for my collection. So I will gladly take them. So I'm just going to go through him really quickly here, just to give you an idea of what we've got. Carter Hart. Okay, I guess I should hold on to them like this again. Okay. Hedman, Johansson, Stahl, Braden Point, Zach Anders Lee, TJ Oshie, Thomas Chabot, and that. You know what? I think I'm going to dip in to one more pack. Think so. I'm going to grab this one here because it's smiling at me. And I always react well to a nice smile. Okay, let's check these out. What else we got? So, Titanium, we got Game Worn Gear, Nick Bonino. Next up, Michael Backlund, Fabric of the Game. Those are very nice cards. Very shiny, especially for a jersey card. Oh, look at that. Crown Royale, we got Dustin Brown, All the King's Men. Jersey card. Oh, look at that. We're getting a lot of Panini products in this one here. Titanium, once again, Game Worn Gear. Now, we had the same player right here. Right? You remember what I said? We look at the difference. So you can see this one here, the Prime version is much thicker than the other. So this would be like the original kind of thing, like the main one, right? That's the best way I can word it right now. Moving on. Jake Allen, Game Used Jersey. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's nice to see these. There we go. Flair Showcase. These are not numbered, but liking that piece of jersey on there. I probably have the regular version without the piece of the jersey. It's likely somewhere in the collection. And another, whoa, look at that. Another thickie here. This is Prime Combos, duel with Johansson and John Moore. It's hard to see sometimes, but you can see Ohio right there. For Columbus. And then the piece of jerseys are inside, numbered out of 225 copies. Premiere. That is, I'm trying to see the number, and of course I can't. numbered out of 125. Another piece of jersey on that one. Oh my gosh. Game jersey. This is not a player that's very, I don't think he's very well known by any means, but there he is. Known enough, I guess, to get his own jersey card. You know what? I'm gonna French it. La tendresse. Oh my gosh, I can hear it now. My girlfriend's gonna watch this episode and she's like, "Oh my god, you spoke French! That's so awesome!" Frozen artifacts. Oh my gosh. And finishing it off, oh, look at that, Scott Niedermayer. I rarely see these come in any collections that I purchase. From 2003, 2004, I think. In the game. Oh my gosh, yeah, not too many of those. Yeah, 2003, 2004, in the game action. Very cool, very cool. Well. That was a nice chunk of stuff I think got taken out of that package, and we still got quite a bit still left over. So we're going to have to carry this on to the next episode. So, I mean, you're not really too shocked, I'm sure, because it's within view, but you can see it. You know it. Or do you? I'm going with this one. Whoa, you probably thought I was going to go with the dual color. I'm going with this one, and it's primarily because of the reasoning that I mentioned before. I very rarely see these. And that set, oh my gosh, totally forgot about this set. So yeah, bringing me back big time. So it's nice to have gotten this one, especially being that it's out of 200 copies. That's going to be a nice addition to the collection. So there it is, card of the episode. Well, now I'm just second guessing myself. Should I have picked this one? The design is so nice, and it is dual color, numbered out of 250. I don't know. I mean, not so much about the player, really, but the card itself is pretty nice. But, yeah, there we have it. Alas, we're at the end of the show, and I'm glad you were here with me today. I'm hoping you're going to come back for episode number 13, because we've got a lot more to open up from that package. Once again, guys, collecting does not have to break the bank. So, until next time, keep building that collection. Take care.